Wow.
Boogaloo.
Films. Bad films. Lots of films. Very, very bad films. Films. Watch that film. Then talk about it. It's Electric Boogaloo with Matt and Keenan.
There's you again. Whoopsie doodles.
Oh.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Electric Boogaloo, the show we make bad films worse. I eat tuna out of a can and live out of my car. Matthew Bradley.
I'm a secret agent who also cleans your windows. Neil Sheen. Keenan Groom.
I don't know how I feel about that. I do know how I feel about this movie, though. Positive.
We're back in the realm that we want to be. We're back in the realm that we want to be.
We are entering the Breenaverse this week with Double Down, directed and starring Neil Breen. Neil Breen. What a babe.
This is the film that was made for us.
Mm.
The whole point of this thing is to find the world's worst films, but enjoy and embrace. They're so bad, they're fun to watch.
Yeah.
Recently,
we've had a couple of stinkers, Masters of the Universe and Run for Your Wife have been,
but so bad you can't enjoy them. This is what we want. This is what the dinosaur wants to eat.
This is what the Pokeball wants to catch. We had just a wonderful time. I mean, nothing in this movie makes a lick of sense, but it's so funny. I'm so glad you brought this film to my attention, Keenan. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And I look forward to re-entering the Breenaverse in the future, but for now we're going to deep dive on Double Down.
It's the thing.
Double Down deep dive.
Tommy Wiseau is meant to be like the godfather of bad films and stuff. But Neil has made films since 2007, and there's a good 5 or 6 of them.
Tommy Wiseau's the godfather. Tommy Wiseau's the godfather of bad films, but Neil Breen's like the weird uncle.
Yeah, like there's The Room, and then he's made one other film.
Yes, Best Friends.
But Neil Breen does not stop. Each film has its own website.
Yes.
I looked at stuff about him, and you used to be able to buy the DVDs from him personally, and this Double Down you can't buy. And it was when PayPal used to be able to comment on the PayPal stuff. So you'd buy Fateful Findings, which is Neil Breen's next one, and you go, actually, can you send me a copy of Double Down? And he'd send you that, even though it wasn't available.
Oh, great.
You just had to put it in the comments. You had to buy the other thing and then ask for...
Double Down is the secret menu item.
Essentially, yeah.
Like a real KFC Double Down.
Yeah, essentially that's what it is. The Double Down, I think, personally, inspired Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I'm pretty sure the Double Down didn't exist until 2010, so
This is, you know what the answer is. Neil Breen is Colonel Sanders. It's the only thing. So,
I was about to say the exact same thing.
It's the only logical explanation.
The only logical explanation is that Neil Breen is Colonel Sanders. Before we deep dive further into this madness, do you want to tell me a little story, Keenan?
Oh, I've got 2 for you today. I thought I'd treat you.
Oh, wow.
Because last time they ended quite abruptly, and I thought,
kind of sadly as well.
Let's give you 2, and hopefully one of them will be okay.
So last week, for our disappointing tragedy of a movie, it was a disappointing tragedy of a story. And this week's Double Down, you're doubling down with 2 stories.
Yeah, that wasn't intentional, but I'm going for, that's exactly why I did it.
Theming.
Right. This first one is titled, Some People Just Look for Arguments. Some friends and I go to see a movie at the local theatre. It is a newly released movie, so the show is sold out. We got tickets ahead of time. When we get into the theatre, we find people sitting in our seats. This is a problem with a lot of things. That's why they allocate seats now. Or free-for-all. I think it's easier. Me.
I think seat allocation is definitely better for these times, but yeah.
Yeah. They're American. I'm going to give them a different accent. Me. Oh, hey, I'm sorry, but these are our seats, and since the show is sold out, I can't really move to another seat. The couple looks confused.
I'm sorry. Just to pause you again, I hate to keep interrupting. You said that was different to an American accent. What was that accent?
I mean, it wasn't bog standard American. I mean,
it probably invented a new country.
It probably lent itself to American, but that's not like the intention.
That accent was from Flemdonia.
Yep.
A new country by Keenan Groom.
Yeah. The couple looks confused. No. Oh, sorry. This is man now. No, these are our seats. He presents his tickets.
Flemdonian male sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay.
And lo and behold, they have the same seats as we do. Oh, it's getting spicy. We all go outside and speak to the help desk. As it turns out, they accidentally purchased the same seats, but for a different time. They apologize, and we return to the theatre. However, the lady sitting directly in front of us seems to think we are seat thieves. You teenagers should have shown respect to that couple. You come in here and steal the seats of people already sitting. She glares at us, but as the movie is starting, she settles down. About 15 minutes into the movie, I lean over to my friend to ask if I can have some of her candy. The lady spins around her seat and hisses at us. Sss. It's not what it says, but I thought I'd add that for flavour.
Yeah.
If you and your little friend are going to insist on talking through this whole movie, you better rethink it now. We are confused and simply nodded, not wanting any further trouble. When the movie was over, we saw the lady in the lobby complaining to the help desk and insisting she needed a refund because we had ruined the experience.
Your take on the old lady, I mean, this story is just not a surprise at all. This is what people are like. Your take on the old lady felt like a Monty Python old woman.
Yeah. Jesus' mum.
What's on the telly? It's a penguin.
Could you stop eating that candy, please? Would you like another one?
I would like another one.
This one's called Unfiltered Story number 197525, so they didn't give a title, basically.
Oh, okay. I was hoping this person just written a bunch of stories like that.
It's all the same person. You're going to hate it purely for what film they're saying. I came out of seeing Suicide Squad to use the restroom. The restrooms are behind the rope and in the same room as the concessions ticket stations. I pause at the door, hearing a loud conversation. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Woman. You don't understand. I need a refill. Nah. I don't know why she sounds like that. Shoves her card over the counter, knocking over her popcorn. Okay, I'll... The clerk, around 16, tries running the card again. The woman's face was beet red and she grunted like a bull, clinging to the display case while balancing 3 drinks in her arms. It works! Clerk. Ma'am, this is your bank ID card. She pulled out a sheet of accepted payments such as a credit card, cash, etc. When she attempted to give the card back, the woman only got more upset. No, the last time I was here, this worked. Ma'am, the woman attempted to lunge across the counter, an idea that didn't work too well. She was about 5 foot and over 200 pounds. Drinks went flying and the clerk rang to get a manager while apologising.
I mean, bloody hell. It works.
It's basically, here you go. Here's my passport. Could I buy some popcorn, please? Essentially what that is.
Hello.
If it was in Britain.
Can I buy a drink? Here is my driving license.
That is mad to do that, isn't it? Because obviously everything's signed for in America. Not all cards have photo ID on the back. So you've got to have a photo of you and the card. And obviously this is one of the ones that just has a signature on the back. Oh, this is my face. That means I can buy what I want, please. It's essentially
only the Queen can do that.
Yeah, she's like, my face is money. Yeah, George Washington. Yeah, but
I mean,
picturing her trying to scramble over the counter just for some popcorn. Gold. People. The bit that did confuse me was
so the bathroom was behind a rope.
Yeah.
I mean, when is this story from? This is a more recent one.
June 21st.
Yeah, it'll be for social distancing measures.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Sorry, just have to come behind this velvet rope to go to the toilet, please?
Welcome to the VIP area. Very important. Pissing.
You could have stopped it. You could have stopped the VIP, and I still found it funny.
Yeah, but I wanted to say piss because I'm a bad boy.
So it's Neil
I'm in a weird mood. Yeah, Neil Breen. Yeah, that's the intro to this bit. It's just Neil Breen. How do we talk about Double Down, Keenan? There's not really a plot.
I think we have to establish first that it's a retrospective film.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all from the main character's point of view. And some people are quoting it like a documentary, a retrospective documentary.
I mean, most of it is just like Neil Breen narrating as he walks through the desert, right?
Yeah, so like
that is
like
about 80% of the film.
It's almost like an Attenborough.
I have in my notes somewhere, this movie is basically ASMR. It's just listening to a man talk while you get pretty shots of the desert and occasionally a bird.
That's the thing, because we'll obviously talk about it later, but most of the film is narrated, even the parts where but then he narrates dialogue as well.
Yeah.
So he's like having a conversation with someone, but neither character's voice, like their mouths move, but then his narration is what he would have said if he was speaking.
Right.
In that.
Gotcha.
He's like, and then the voiceover would be like, I said this to him. I was like, just say it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, if you want to be Neil Breen, and I'll be the voice of Neil Breen, and I'll also be the person in the conversation. If you're like, hey Neil, how are you doing? I'm all right. How are you? Wait, no, sorry, that was too emotive. I'm all right. How are you? There we go.
And that's how it was for a lot of the conversations.
Yeah. So the plot of this movie, as it were, Neil Breen plays Eric.
I didn't know he had a name.
Neil Breen plays Neil Breen.
Did he have a name?
Agent. I think it was Aaron. I am not 100% sure about this.
I'll have a look.
I'm going to call him Neil Breen, though. So Neil Breen is a secret agent. He has been working for the CIA, presumably.
I'm sorry, it says on here that he's a computer genius. Thank you.
You can be both.
Or his own IMDb, what's it called? Synopsis calls him a brilliant computer loner.
Okay.
Aaron or Aaron, depending on how he pronounced it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Neil Breen, he plays a secret agent computer genius. Thank you.
Loner.
And a loner, yes. He is a loner because his wife was murdered by the CIA for some reason. He still works for them, I guess. And because his wife was killed by the CIA, he's decided he's going to kill everyone in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Is the plot. And the film is him trying to kill everyone in Las Vegas and talking about anthrax a lot.
Yeah.
I think, am I right in thinking this would have been around the time when people were getting like anthrax sent in the post? So it was like a genuine concern.
2007.
It didn't happen here.
Maybe, yeah. I remember
2005.
that. Yeah, that is weird. It says 2005.
Maybe it was
IMDb.
Filmed in 2005 and released in 2007.
IMDb says 2005. And then the initial release on Google says 2007. But his website says 2005. And Wikipedia says 2005.
Okay. Maybe it got like a theatrical release in 2007.
But Rotten Tomatoes says 2007.
Yeah, I think maybe it was in film festivals in 2007. But it was like made in 2005.
Yeah, because a lot of it was straight to DVD. And then he might have released the cinemas.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
That makes sense. So it's a 2-year film.
Yeah. So 2005 would have been either when the anthrax thing was happening in the US or like a year or two after it. So it's still a genuine concern. Fair enough that he's talking about all this anthrax, but God, he goes on about it.
Yeah. I've got a few notes about that anthrax later.
I I have notes. I have no idea what any of them mean.
I think I've written it. I've written stuff verbatim from my head, so hopefully we'll be able to work out where it is, because I've written all my like R's and yes and what. I've written it.
Yeah. So I've got like just the calmest narration about a dead fiance and committing countless murders you've ever heard. Because that's just a general thing about his performance. Neil Breen is the chillest man in the world, no matter what he's delivering. He's like, I was in love with my fiancée since we were both 7 years old. One day I proposed to her, and on that day, she was shot in the head. I've killed hundreds of people since then. All right.
Yeah, so we usually take this time for Matt to do the plot of the film. We'll break it down. That is the plot of the film. We're done. That's it. Thank you. See you next week.
His wife gets shot and he kills everyone in Vegas because of it. Or he tries to. Yeah. And changes his mind.
Mm-hmm. That's the plot.
But like that's it. That's it. Most of the 45. Film beyond that. Yeah. The next hour is just him walking through the desert, checking a bunch of laptops he's hidden under rocks. And there's and just weird stuff happening.
Yeah,
he keeps his wife's ghosts as well. Except sometimes he can physically interact with her, and sometimes he can't. Yeah, it's that one great shot that's like right at the end of the movie where he's like carrying his wife down the hill, and then you get a snap cut to him not carrying her, and he's like, "What?" Again, not that emotive, but something like that.
I'm guessing we're just going to have to break down specifics now, because we've explained to the listeners the plot.
Exactly.
I know some of these
movies. You should. You don't have to, though.
I know these podcasts, it's hard to sometimes, follow what we're talking about because you guys haven't seen the film yourself. However, we do feel very similarly to you after seeing the film.
Yes. We both watched the film. Keenan watched it today. I watched it last night.
I watched I finished it half an hour before we were recording this, and I still don't know what happened.
Yeah. Neither of us have a goddamn clue what we just watched. We loved it, though. It was great.
Right.
So I have a note here that just says twitchy hand. I don't know what that means.
I was going to start right at the beginning. Very, very right at the beginning. It's about 2 minutes of just shots of a canyon.
That's what most of the film is. It's just shots of the Grand
But this
Canyon.
is the beginning. It says double down. And I'm like, what's this film about? Because this is very different to what I thought the film was going to be about.
He tells you. He shows you in the opening 2 minutes. It's about shots of the Grand Canyon.
I honestly thought, this might be my preconceptions and judgments of a man. And I do apologize. But when I saw Neil Breen, I saw him running, and I look at him. Mastermind Secret Agent was not the first job I had in my head. No. Because
from what I've seen, though, apparently in all of his films, he plays a similar role.
Okay.
Like a mastermind secret agent, superhero kind of type.
My opinions might be jaded because Marvel films and Tom Cruise and James Bond and stuff, like they're always, like regardless of how well they are, they're physically fit, they can run well, they can climb well. Gadgets.
Neil Breen can't climb well.
That man can't run down a hill. Okay?
Every time he goes down a hill, he's like, whoa.
Right, we all look silly running down a hill. I'll give you that. But, oh man, okay.
No, I remember what Twitchy Hand is. Okay. Where he shows him killing a guy and burying him under a thing of rocks, and then the hand goes like,
oh, yeah.
And you're like, oh my god, is he coming back? Is this what the film's about? Is
I thought it was going to be that. Yeah, it would be so good. He thought he killed a guy. He wasn't dead. And the whole thing was like, you've double-crossed us. That'd have been a perfect film.
But no, the Twitchy Hand guy just dies.
So this character, Aaron, is a Neil Breen is a multi-millionaire. Okay, he's established this. He's got money. He said he's a millionaire in this film.
But also
he likes to live in his car and eat tuna.
All he eats is tuna.
He's been doing this
full of tuna
every day for arguably months, maybe years.
And all he eats is tuna.
Mm-hmm.
That man's digestion must be whack.
The one shot we see of him eating tuna, he drops it all.
Yes. He's like Cookie Monster, but with tuna.
But he has a tiny spoonful. But the camera pans down to his body, and it's the whole thing.
It's covered in tuna.
I put, can't eat tuna properly, even though that's all he eats, is what I've written down.
And like, he keeps the empty tuna cans in the boot of his car. How bad must his car smell? No wonder he sleeps on the floor outside of it every night.
You just get a hotel, wouldn't you? He says he changes his identity all the time. You just get a hotel if you've got millions. Also,
I guess it's to avoid the CIA, but like, he's so good at it most of the time.
Oh, he said he can kill anyone. He can escape from anyone. He knows more than the government. Also, if there's any scientists listening, if you want to contact Neil Breen, hi, thank you for listening. Why are you listening? But thank you and hi.
Go work on the coronavirus vaccine.
If you are, if you would like to get in contact with Neil Breen, he's invented invisibility.
Yes, and he's invented a perfect force field.
Yeah. So if you need invisibility, even if it's for military needs, it's fine. Go and hit Neil up.
And not only does he have the force field, if you step into the range of his force field, you go, and then fall down dead instantly.
But this is what I didn't understand. He turns invisible, but the car doesn't.
No.
But then there were shots back and forth of car, man walking to a car, nothing. Not even the man walking there. Does he disappear too?
So, I guess. So I can tell you exactly how long it is in this film before anything other than narration happens, because I made a specific note of it. The first 18 minutes of this film are just him walking around in the desert and narrating. 18 minutes, and then you get the scene in the pool with his fiancée.
I'll call that a flashback. I wouldn't even call it.
Well, it's still a scene.
Yeah, but extending the narrative. Like, it's almost like.
Yeah, certainly. It's still. I think the entire film's probably a flashback, to be fair.
Yeah. But
this is the first scene that has dialogue in it, is what I have written down here. And the dialogue is god awful.
Just before we get to.
Oh, I love you.
The wonderful death scene. I just want to point out that he states that he has been in love with his fiancée since he was 7. This is a production flaw, not the film flaw. They clearly just got like 4-year-olds.
Well, that wasn't even my point. I mean, yes, they're too young, but my thing is Neil Breen's clearly like 20 years older than his fiancée.
Yes,
when they're adults.
He'd have been like 30 when she was 7.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, but when they're in the pool together, Neil Breen's, he's 61 now, so he would have been 46 then, right? Or 45, depending on when this was filmed.
Yeah.
I know he's 61 now because I saw a Reddit meme about it, because I was looking quotes above things on Reddit. Anyway, so when this film was filmed, he would have been mid-40s. The girl he's with's clearly like early 20s.
Yeah, she's our age. No, she's not 30 yet.
Yeah. So when he was 7, she would have been...
Born. She wasn't born.
She wasn't even a twinkle in her dad's eye at that point.
She was minus 20.
Exactly. And yet, she's there in the pool with him when he proposes. Where did he get the ring from? Because he's butt naked. They're both like, she's got, I think, trunks. She's wearing like a thong, I guess.
And he's like, yeah,
tiny. Cool. He's butt naked, but she's topless.
I understand. Like, this is the thing. Like, I would understand maybe they were both wearing swimming stuff, and she decided to take the top half of her bikini off. She's done that, but Neil's like, no, I don't need my shorts.
I mean, even if it was like a skinny dipping thing, there's no shorts or bikini top or any of the clothes around the pool.
He's walked to that pool like that.
Yeah, I mean, this could be their house, to be fair.
I'd like to think it's not. It probably isn't.
Yeah, it's like a Pontins.
Why Pontins? That famous American camping park, Pontins.
What's the American equivalent of Pontins?
Trailer parks, probably.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Pontins, am I thinking of Butlins?
Well, Pontins is a Butlins.
Puntins and buttons are like the same thing, right?
What's that place that was advertised in that film that we watched? The Freddy one.
Oh, Sandals.
It'll be like a Sandals.
That was in I'm in Love with the Church Girl. Yeah.
The Church Girl, sorry, yeah.
They're at a Sandals resort, and there's what you can't see on the other side of the shot, because this is like a shot. If you see the reverse shot, there's like 4 grannies just like,
yeah,
about this
and a guy with a gun.
Well, he's in the distance with his sniper.
Clearly wasn't a sniper, but yeah. We'll go over.
Well, no, but for the purposes of the narrative, it was. Because it does the red laser thing on Neil Breen.
Right, okay. I know she might have been infatuated at the time, but say we were having a conversation and a red light appears in red, I'd be like, "Man, there's a red light in red." You'd see it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but she's just like, well, I think that red light's always been there.
Because it flickers across his face. Tattoo. It flickers across his face. It's not like it's just like 1 point.
That's just his eczema.
Moving.
So the red light is flashing on him, and then it goes up to her. She gets shot in the back. Over the head.
You can stop there. No, you can stop there.
In the back? Yeah. She gets shot in the back and falls into his arms. He's like, I actually have written down his exact response to it, which is, geez. Rah! Oh.
He's like, oh!
To his girlfriend of between like 20 and 40 years. Dead in his arms, and he lies her down face down in the pool and lies next to her, and their asses are both sticking out, and she's covered in blood.
I'd like to take this moment to talk about the continuity of this film.
Oh my god.
So she gets shot,
especially when it comes to blood.
I haven't been shot nor know someone who's been shot, so I don't have first-hand knowledge, but I believe if you get shot in the back, there's at least gonna be a mark there. But this, she gets shot in the back. He's like, oh no! And then she proceeds to lie face down and float away. As this is happening, a tiny speck appears on her back. Then he gets in with her, and now she's covered in blood, and it's on his face that he's wiped across himself. And the flowers die.
I mean, surely her blood on his face, would that come off in the pool, right?
There's nothing in the pool. He had it on his hands and not on his face in one shot.
On the flower as well.
There was one shot where on his hands and he was stood up, and then cut away. Then again, it was like all over his face, and then he got in the pool next to it.
Yeah. We've got so much to talk about, and we're already half an hour into this episode, so let's just keep rolling through.
Yeah.
The old man death.
Yes. Just before that.
Go on.
He's in a canyon with invisibility, but he drives out of his way to a public toilet to get changed.
Yeah.
And then he drives back. Carry on.
Maybe he just want to change the car because it smells too much like tuna. He's in the canyon, and there's a random homeless old man who slips lightly on a rock, lands, and his entire head is coated in blood. Yeah. In one shot. In the next shot, the blood's all gone.
Yep, I've put this. The film of disappearing blood is what I've written down.
Yep. And you know what is interspersed with these random shots of a man being covered in blood? A goddamn bald eagle.
Yes, it is. America! There's a couple of quotes which is in this scene and precedes this scene, if you'd like me to tell you them.
Go for it.
The little bit beforehand, there was like a tiny little exchange between him and a random man. Just before we carry on, I just thought this is nice to mention. I'm not going into your office because you've probably bugged the room. Also, all the skeletons are in there.
Yeah. I assume he means like skeletons in the closet, like a metaphor. But I like to think the CIA just robbed a grave.
I was like, getting edgy now. And also when he walks past him, it's like, that old man doesn't look like a terrorist. And then walks away. Then he does. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. A terrorist doesn't have a magic. Yeah.
The old man gives him a magic rock.
Yeah. Isn't it like fool? It's like a bit of fool's gold, isn't it?
Fool's gold.
Yeah.
And he's like, I better hold on to this. And then later he uses it to cure a child's brain cancer. Maybe.
Yeah.
He goes to like a family dinner with some people.
I've written down that whole scene verbatim because it was the best thing in the whole film.
I wrote down one line from it, which is just, I mean, I'm sure you've got the dialogue as well, so I'll be the guy, you be Neil Breen, which is, our daughter's got brain cancer.
I wrote that down-ish because I couldn't remember if that's exactly what it was or what I wanted him to say. So that's, but I've got the bit beforehand. So you wouldn't talk about the brain cancer.
I'll do... Oh, that's just a really horrible sentence generally, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the guy is just like, oh, our daughter has brain cancer. And Neil Breen goes, oh, no, that's terrible.
Mm.
It's the kind of thing you would say to like, oh, my car got scratched today.
Yeah.
But it's my daughter's got brain cancer.
But before that, there's a wonderful exchange between the other three people on the table. Neil Breen.
Oh, God, yes.
This guy's daughter and this guy's mum, I'm assuming. Neil Breen to the little girl. Oh, sorry. I've got to tell people that he has a full glass of water at this point. A full glass of water in a plastic wine glass. A full glass of water. Can I have some water, please? Grandma, can I get it? Yes, you can. Little girl, I'll get it. Goes out of the shop. Comes back in. Same glass of water. Thank you for the water. My daughter has brain cancer. Is the actual exchange. There's nothing in between.
No, the brain cancer thing happens while she's getting the water.
Oh, yeah.
And then she comes back down and is like, thank you for the water. And then he goes, no, really. Thank you for the water. And that's the scene. And like later on, it's implied that the daughter dies or something, but those characters never appear again. That scene's completely pointless.
Yep.
It's gold.
Neil Breen walks up the most rocky and treacherous parts of the canyon when there's footpaths.
Sorry, I should also say, back in the brain cancer daughter scene, he gets the fool's gold and puts it to her forehead.
Yes.
And then later on, he's like, I'm pretty sure I just cured cancer.
Yes, that is correct. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's never explained. Like, he doesn't have superpowers in the rest of the film. Like, he's a genius, but he's not magic.
No. I think the rest of my notes are just stupid quotes that I'll probably slot in as you're going along.
Let's say my next one is just another stupid quote. It's when he's talking to his wife. He speaks to his one of the times he speaks to his wife's ghost. The wife goes, he's like, maybe I should kill myself to be with you. And the wife goes, no, please, I'll always be with thee. Always. Save it.
Oh, hi, Matt. I heard you're looking to make films.
I sure am.
It's me.
Tommy Wiseau?
Tommy Wiseau. And I'm bringing you Tommy Wiseau's Film School. You're my favorite customer, and you haven't even bought anything yet. At Tommy Wiseau's Film School, we not only make films, we make friendships along the way. Best friendships, one might say. I'm Dr. Seuss now. You might know Tommy Wiseau. For just £855 a week, you too can get your name on a billboard and a TV film. That's all. That's all I can offer, I'm afraid. But the ideas come from you, Matt.
Tommy Wiseau?
Do you have any questions?
The real Tommy Wiseau?
Yes. Me, Tommy Wiseau. I don't know what my actual accent is because no one knows where I'm from.
Since when were you a Southern general?
Yeah, that's the thing. Neil Breen...
Oh, no, sorry. That's when he wants to use his magic rock to bring his wife back from the dead.
Yes. Yeah, because he's Jesus now.
Yeah, he has superpowers for some reason.
He repeats... Because he wrote this as well, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He repeats lines. So he'd say something like, how is your day today? How is your day today? How is your day today? Like, he's like, same line.
I mean, I've got one of those here as well, which is, this is when he finds out the daughter's actually dying of brain cancer. He didn't cure her. That's impossible. It can't be. It's impossible. It can't be. It can't be.
I think this next, like we should just chat about the different quotes because there's not much else to this film, is there?
Yeah. The only other thing I had was a weird narrative thing is when he like kidnaps the woman. He sent to like assassinate.
Oh, the married couple.
The married couple, yeah. So he kidnaps the married couple, and then he knocks the husband out, possibly kills him with like a poisoned strawberry.
Yeah.
The wife he just knocks out, and he's planning to kidnap her and take her back to his boss for some reason.
Look, wasn't it him? Wasn't it him they had to kidnap and kill? Was it her?
No, he had to kidnap the wife and kill the husband.
Oh, okay.
But then he finds out he has the wrong married couple.
Mm-hmm.
So he kills the wife as well and leaves her in the desert with the husband. Or does he kill the wife? I think he just leaves her there.
The wife is awake, and the husband may just be bad acting, but he was definitely moving. But I thought he was meant to be dead.
Unclear. Anyway, it turns out he was meant to go after the other couple, so he drives out to the lake to go find the other couple. And they've both committed suicide, by which I mean they both have bullet holes in the front of their head right here, which is not how you commit suicide. And there's no exit wound as well.
No exit wound, and there's no recoil. They're still stood up. They're set up perfectly on a rock.
Yeah.
There's no back to the rock.
Yeah. The only way that could have been done is if someone else had killed them and set them up like that.
Yeah.
The idea that they killed themselves is insane.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in like a true crime show right now trying to decipher that.
It's like the only thing it's not physically possible. No.
Yeah. This is Boogaloo Unsolved.
There's a random phone call. It's me, give me the president.
Oh, yeah.
I need to start this with the close-ups of people in this film are just the people at a weird angle with a blue sky behind them, regardless of the scene or the situation.
Yeah.
There's some interactions between him and two CIA agents, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
One of them looks at Neil Breen's character, and then you hear, "You stay back!" He just did this. He went... Because obviously it's so close, like here, are we to assume that this guy aggressively started walking towards him with a gun?
You never see that, though.
I know, exactly. But you hear, "You stay back!" And he's like...
Yeah. You feel free to keep going. My last note is about the climax, so I've got nothing more. The only note I have before the climax is just his boot is full of tuna.
It is. There is... he gets some anthrax, and he's walking around a fountain.
Yeah.
He wipes it on a man's arm, and then proceeds to say this. "Once it gets in the air, it will kill immediately on contact. He'll be dead in 5 minutes."
Yeah, I forgot about killing immediately in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I love it when it's when it's in the air and you die immediately. He didn't have a mask or gloves, and he would have died. But
no, it's fine.
He died in 5 minutes
because he's got a magic rock. He's fine.
He's Jesus.
Yeah. 60% of the time, it works every time.
"I can steal any car, any time with these electric locks. I can steal any car anytime if I want to as well. I could punch the window in and steal it. You don't need these electric rocks." I mean, you probably could.
Electric rock. Yeah, but could you?
You get a brick, can you? Throw it through the window.
Yeah, but Keenan, could you?
No, I'm not, because I'm not a criminal master.
Go.
Yeah, I'm not Neil Breen. Yes, so my apologies.
Exactly.
The car would.
I think what he's saying is I can steal the car without damage, and I can do it to any single car. There's no security system that can stop me. My thing is, why is your car so terrible then? If you can steal any car, stop living in the same one car. Just keep stealing different cars. Yeah. That'll make you harder to trace. And also, your car won't stink of tuna.
There's a guy, I'm guessing he's...
really hung up on a tuna thing.
Vigilante, and they're trying to find him, and it's just this random guy with a stuck-on beard.
Yeah.
Because I said, why fake facial hair? If you go in incognito and trying to escape, you at least attempt to grow it or cut your hair in a different way, not just stick on a beard that's a different color to the rest of your hair.
Yeah.
Dum. Aha. This is a really random bit, and then we'll talk about the ending, because the ending makes no sense.
Yeah.
Neil Breen claims to have every medal.
Oh, yeah.
On Wikipedia,
Like 8.
On Wikipedia, the bog standard ones, there's over 50, based on different wars, different rankings, different divisions in the military. He's got 8.
It's possible that he only wears the really good ones, to be fair.
Yeah, because he started listing them all.
He does list more than 8, doesn't he?
No. 8 or 9. Was any of them the Victoria Cross?
Well, no, that's an English medal.
He said he had the Victoria Cross.
Did he?
Yeah, he said he had a Medal of Honor, he had a Victoria Cross. Maybe Victoria Cross?
I know he said he had a Purple Heart.
Maybe it's that. Maybe Medal of Honor I was thinking of, but still.
Maybe.
There's thousands of people who got Medal of Honor. Whoopie-doo, mate.
Yeah. So my last note I have here...
Horses get...
My last... Neil Breen's a horse. What can I say?
Neil Breen's sunburn in most of this film. Before you carry on, I've written it really big. Really? Sunburn.
That really caught me off guard. Sunburn in most of this film.
It is.
The last note I have here is during the run-up to the finale. Yeah. You see the head of the CIA, the head of the FBI,
yes,
and I guess the mayor of Las Vegas.
Yeah, because he mentioned 4 people, but there was only 3 people in the thing.
Yeah.
So who knows?
And the mayor of Las Vegas has this great bit of dialogue where he goes, "Welcome to Las Vegas."
I wrote that about there's just random claps after every line.
You have nothing to worry about. The city is open and safe again. When was it open and safe? To be fair, I don't know much about the history of Las Vegas. Was there a time in the early 2000s where Las Vegas wasn't open and safe? I get it isn't now. It's probably open now, but it's not safe.
Even if it's not safe, Vegas is always open.
Yeah. I don't know what their coronavirus response was. Probably not great.
But I mean, there's always going to be some, Vegas never goes to sleep, does it?
There'd still be slot machines and stuff open.
Yeah. Not 2005. That was fine.
Yeah, 2005. I mean, this was the last major catastrophe in the US would have been 9/11. Even then, that wouldn't have stopped Vegas. They might have closed for a day, but out of respect, but not for long.
USA anthrax attacks 2001.
Oh, bad year.
Location: Washington, New York City, Florida, West Palm Beach. New York had a bad 2001.
But that's not Vegas.
September to October. Literally, it was the week after.
Bloody hell.
18th of September 2001.
I mean, that just sucks. That's not funny. That just sucks.
Yeah. But if we're talking about this and you're thinking maybe it's linked, Vegas would have been open 4 years afterwards.
Yeah, so I have no idea what they're talking about here. And then he sets up a bunch of distraction attacks, which is causing fires and stuff. And then the anthrax attacks that are going to kill entire population of Vegas just don't happen.
No, he kills some fish.
Neil Breen calls them off. He does kill some fish. That's way earlier in the film.
Yeah.
And then he has a breakdown, carries his wife Ghost, and then leaves. That's the end of the film.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no good conclusion.
No, sorry. He breaks all his computers in the middle of the canyon, and then he doesn't.
I'm sorry. What he does is he gets a rock and drops it on his computer and it bounces off harmlessly.
Yeah. And then he drives off
fine
into the sunset, and the computer's on the side of the road.
Yeah, his computer, he doesn't even destroy the hard drive, so that'd still be accessible, even if the screen was broken.
He also attacks one. He's got 6 of them. He's got 2 phones. He's got satellite dishes. He's got these electric locks.
He's probably got 4 more computers hidden in the desert somewhere. Also, you don't see him take down the force field, so it's entirely possible that a guy's just going to be walking through that random part of the desert and just go, and die instantly.
Whose blood was it who wrote "Help Me"? Was he cutting himself and then writing "Help Me"?
I don't know. There is a bit where he like cuts a thing out of his arm, so maybe it's that blood. But that was way later in the film than Help It appears in his door. And also, there's a bit where he falls on like an animal's skull, and then his wife like kisses it better, and the wound disappears.
Yeah,
this film. There's so much we haven't even scratched the surface of in this film. However, to understand all of it, you would really have to watch it, I think, once a week for a year.
Yes, because have you seen The Witcher on Netflix?
No,
because that flips
Is
between.
Neil Breen in The Witcher?
I wish it was. It flips between timelines. Once you've worked it out, it's fine. This one, it could have happened in any order.
I
don't know what.
I just think maybe if we could do lockdown all over again. Because obviously I'm working now, so it's not like a possible thing to take on a big project like I'm about to suggest. But if we had the time again, if there is a second lockdown, maybe we should watch Double Down once a week.
Every day.
Yeah, maybe if I have a week off in the future and you're still not back at work, let's just have a week where we just watch Double Down every day.
I don't know whether it'll make me feel any better.
Or just have 24 hours where we watch all the Neil Breen movies.
That I'm fine with.
A Breen-a-thon, if you will. I'm
fine with that. I think I'll be fine with different films. Watching this one every day, I might turn into his character.
Have you ever heard of the Worst Idea of All Time podcast?
About the Paul Blart or the B-movie one?
Paul Blart they do with the McElroy brothers. That's a Death Blart. That's a masterpiece. They watch Paul Blart once a year for Thanksgiving. Worst Idea of All Time take it a step further for their own show. Okay. What they do is they watch a bad film once a week, every week for a year. So in the past they've done Grown Ups 2, they've done Sex and the City, Sex and the City 2. Yeah. But also they had a thing when Cats was in cinemas, where for a week, they went and saw Cats every single day in cinemas. It was called My Week with Cats.
So they've upped it a little bit because we watch a film a week.
The gamer for that, yeah. We do, but we're not watching the same film every week. But that's
they watch the same film every week for a year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They pick a film.
So it's more than 1 year.
Film for the year.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So the first year I think they did Grown Ups 2, and they watched Grown Ups 2 once a week every week for a year, and then reviewed it after every single watch. Which, I mean, that's pretty great, right? I feel like if we keep talking about Double Down, my head will explode.
Yeah.
So let me tell you about the future of cinema in a section I like to call sequel bait. So usually this would be where Filmosophy would be. However, Neil Breen has not said many quotes in interviews that are like particularly cool. He's an insane person, but he's a kind of a quiet, calm, insane person, which I appreciate.
That lends itself to serial killers.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of like a Batman villain. So instead what I've done is I've found 3 synopses for sequels coming up in the future. One of these is not a real sequel. You just have to tell me which one is the fake. First one, We Can Be Heroes. This is a sequel to Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Taylor Dooley confirmed to be returning as Lava Girl. Taylor Lautner rumoured to be back as Shark Boy but not confirmed. And Pedro Pascal set to join the cast. Number 2, Death on the Nile, a sequel to Murder on the Orient Express. Kenneth Branagh returning as Poirot. Joining actors including Russell Brand, Letitia Wright, and French Saunders. Number 3, All of the Planet of the Apes. So the 4th film in the Apes reboot series. Andy Serkis returning as Cornelius, who is Caesar's son. And other actors joining, including Matthew McConaughey, John Goodman, and Natalie Emmanuel. Which of these is the fake movie? None of them really have plot synopses yet, just some confirmed cast.
This one's tough.
I was happy with myself on this
If you mug me off with a Shark Boy and Lava Girl, I'll be really annoyed. So I hope with all the being in my body that's true. I can dream. If you've seen it, you'll appreciate it.
Mr. Electric.
Great film.
Have you expelled at once?
I bought it on DVD with the 3D glasses and I loved it. Did get confused if they were both called Taylor. It's hard to work out your brain because I don't think The Nile is a direct sequel to Murder at the Orient Express, other than the fact it's just a Poirot thing. And I thought Circus was done with apes. But they're always good and it's easy money. It'll make sense to do another Poirot one because it did well. And I could have sworn I've seen something about it, but I don't know if it's the Nile one. You know what? I'll go Planet of the Apes.
You said Planet of the Apes is the fake?
Yeah.
You are correct. So they are in talks to make a fourth Planet of the Apes film. However, nothing is confirmed about it yet. Yeah. And Circus probably won't return in it, but he'll probably direct it again.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he'd do another one.
Or, no. However, I thought I did pretty well with the title and casting on that. Because, like, Fall of the Planet of the Apes sounds like a Planet of the Apes film, for one thing.
Yeah.
And I could very much believe McConaughey joining the cast.
Yeah.
I can't believe John Goodman hasn't done it. No, wait, he has. I think. Wasn't he in the first one? Wasn't he in Rise? Or am I thinking of someone? No, I'm thinking of Brian Cox. Why hasn't John Goodman done a Planet of the Apes film yet? Is my thing. Natalie Emmanuel, I figured, would just be like...
She'd be really good, yeah.
Good, yeah, I mean, she's generally good and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, We Can Be Heroes is real. That's a film that's happening. It's coming to Netflix next year.
Oh, my life's complete.
Taylor Julie definitely confirmed to be back. Taylor Lautner not confirmed yet. But it's like a follow-up kind of thing set in the same universe with like adult lava girl, presumably adult shark boy. And then Pedro Pascal will be in it.
And he's good. I like Pedro Pascal.
We love some Pedro Pascal.
Imagine going from Mandalorian to Chop on Lava Girl.
I mean, that was my thing when you brought up the fact that Andy Serkis could do with the money. Really?
I didn't say do with the money. I was saying that
it is good money.
The films do well, as in like for the company as opposed to Serkis himself. Serkis can do what he wants.
Serkis at this point, he can do what he wants. He's brilliant. Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised he hasn't thought about directing a new Tolkien film.
Oh, I'd be into that.
I'm surprised he hasn't like penned a Silmarillion himself.
Shall we try and come up with a new film?
Yeah.
Now, it's got to be a thriller, I think, because this is technically a thriller.
Is that what it's classed as?
Technically, I think so.
Yeah, I got really tense with this one.
So I think it has to be another Neil Breen film as well.
So Neil Breen has to be in it. Okay.
Yes. Neil Breen is the star, and he's playing a Jesus again.
Okay.
Oh, maybe he's playing Jesus.
Is he in Hollywood now, though? So we can have other people, big names.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. For sure.
Right.
This is his Hollywood debut. And I think he's playing Jesus, maybe.
A Jesus horror film?
A Jesus horror film, okay.
Is Jesus a villain?
Like Passion of the Yes. And he's played by Neil Breen. This is like when Lee does the villain and depending on how he feels on the day. Well, it's like he's the main character, but he's the villain, right? It's one of those films.
Yeah. Okay.
Where
I like that.
Yeah. Where it's like a slasher film, but it's Jesus.
Are we rooting for the villain in this? Or is it one of those? Or is it like a murder one that you reveal afterwards that he was the killer the whole time?
No, it's a slasher film. So the main character arguably is the slasher, right?
Okay, right.
But he's not the one you're rooting for. Right. You're rooting for the final girl, essentially.
Okay.
So this is Jesus. He has risen from the dead again, but this time he's a zombie.
Zombie Jesus.
Played by Neil Breen.
Yep. Okay. I don't know why this isn't a thing already, but we'll go with it.
So we need your trope characters for a slasher film. You need a jock.
You need a jock. You need a smart person.
A nerd, yeah. You need
a dumb girl and the
final girl.
Final girl.
Yeah. And then we can throw in one more as a weird bonus.
It's always like a
a wild card.
Like it was like a cabin, like somebody who lives next door who they think's a killer, but he's just a recluse.
Yeah, the groundskeeper character.
Yeah, he's always a bit weird.
Like the pigeon lady in Home Alone.
Yeah.
Is she still alive? Could we get the pigeon lady from Home Alone? She's probably not alive.
We can do what we want with these films. We had Shakespeare in one of these films.
Hang on. I'm going to see if she is still alive, and if not, we do a Grand Moff Tarkin and bring her back.
Yeah, we'll just do it anyway. Even if she's alive.
Brenda Fricker, who is still alive. She's back.
Oh, we're using CGI.
Yeah. So Brenda Fricker.
We'll mocap her.
It's her playing younger.
Yeah.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Terminator film.
Yeah. Yep.
And she's playing Pigeon Lady, who lives next door to Jesus. So, the jock.
Right. Are we subverting it so the jock doesn't look like a jock, or are we actually getting like a tank?
Okay. You give your subversion idea, and I'll give my tank idea.
Okay.
You go first.
Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, I really like that. My idea was that a different Chris plays it in every scene.
Oh no, that's better.
Yeah. So it's introduced as Chris Hemsworth, next scene it's Evans, then it's Pratt, then it's Pine, and in one scene it's Chris Rock.
And the last one's Chris Evans, but the British presenter.
Yes. That's the one where he dies as Chris Evans, the radio presenter.
Yeah. Okay.
And he dies by getting crucified.
Okay, they're all Jesus related.
They're going to be Jesus themed deaths.
Okay, yeah. So first one is crucifixion, and they see them like he's making a statement.
Yes, Pigeon Lady's gone Catholic.
Okay, right. Who's next? Usually,
so next it would be the dumb girl.
Yeah.
So that's going to be.
I'm glad you.
I think this one
I'm glad you said it was Chris Evans that died, not Chris Rock, because that's just a very old school.
That would have been
That's such an old school horror thing. We're like, nah,
that's a trope. We're not doing that.
We're progressive. Every Chris dies. Right, the dumb girl.
Dumb girl. I think this one we should subvert and cast someone who's like famously an intelligent person.
Mayim Bialik. I don't know how to pronounce the last name.
Is that her from Big Bang Theory?
Who's actually a biochemist or whatever. Who else? I don't know, but she's literally a scientist turned actor. Do we want an actor who is like we know to be smart, but we know her as an actor?
Natalie Portman?
She's got degrees, hasn't she?
Yeah, I think she's smart. She can play the dumb girl.
Yeah, we'll have Natalie Portman because Mayim having her as a dumb girl sort of like diminishes and the fact she's an actual doctor.
Yeah, and Natalie Portman is killed
drowning in holy water.
Well, no, she climbs into it. Yes, but when they find the bathwater, it's wine.
Yeah, but she goes in and it's holy water, but then...
Oh, no, actually, no. Better idea for drowning her. She gets into the bath, but she's lying on top of it and can't go into it, and she's like, what's going on here? And then she sinks under it and can't get back out.
And then can't get back up because Jesus can walk on it, but she can't.
Exactly. And because Jesus is walking on it, he steps on top of it, and it becomes a solid, essentially. And she's like, no, I'm dead.
Yeah, cool. Right, yes. I like this. So, who's next?
Next up is the stoner.
Yeah, I was going to say the nerdy
Steve
one.
Buscemi.
Yes. Yep, he's the stoner. His eyes do look like he's constantly stoned.
Yeah.
His little bug eyes.
I love it because everyone else is dead young and it's just Steve Buscemi.
He's the guy who got held back at school like 12 years.
For more than 12 years.
Look, so everyone's like always, so like a 30-year-old will play a 15-year-old in these sort of films, wouldn't they?
Exactly, and they're all playing teens, and Steve Buscemi's also playing a teen.
Yeah.
He's playing exactly the same age as everyone else. He just looks like Steve Buscemi.
Are we doing a water and wine thing where he drinks water?
Jesus turns all of the water in his body into wine.
Yeah.
And he just kind of spits up wine and then dies. And it's like, is it blood? No, it's wine.
Yeah.
It's white wine, and they're saying, why do we think this was blood?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So
I've got the next way of death, and it's
this is stupid. The nerd, right?
Stupidness.
Mm.
Yeah.
This is the nerd who dies next.
Okay.
Right? So who's playing the nerd?
We need another woman.
Taika Waititi.
I was going to have him as the final girl.
Okay, yeah. But it has to be a comedy duo with the stoner.
I'll put him as a nerd then. Put him as a nerd then.
So Taika Waititi's playing the nerd.
Yeah.
How does Taika Waititi...
Would you like to know how he dies?
Please.
He goes fishing. He catches a fish. He holds the fish up and goes, look, guys, look what I've found. And then this fish turns into 50,000 fishes. And he gets
I was
completely destroyed by them.
I was going to suggest similarly that Jesus cuts them up into enough pieces to feed 10,000 people, but yeah, sure.
No,
a fish to 50,000 fish is funnier.
Both. And then Jesus cuts them up and goes. But then
he doesn't say anything.
He uses his body to make Taika Waititi's body to make a fish sandwich because his body's made of bread.
Why is his body made of bread?
Jesus' body's bread.
Oh, okay. I'm with you.
Like it's actual bread.
I thought you meant Taika Waititi's body was bread.
No, yeah, but it's like a metaphor. He's not actually bread, but he eats a sandwich like his body is bread.
Okay,
right.
And then Pigeon Lady has to die as well.
Yeah, she just gets smited.
She gets
hit by lightning.
Well, it has to be a Jesus-y death, though. This is our most sacrilegious episode ever, by the way.
I love it.
Fine. What else did Jesus do?
Does it have to just be Jesus?
Stuff, right? Yeah, I think so. She gets kicked by a donkey.
So dumb.
Yeah, I mean that's Jesus-y, right? Little donkey and all.
I mean, yeah. We'll go with it. Unless she gets, they could make. She could die at childbirth, but she's not. She doesn't know she's pregnant.
Want to see?
And all of a sudden,
75.
Exactly. Jesus, like somehow uses powers to make her pregnant.
Jesus immaculate conceptions himself into her and explodes out of her.
Yes.
That's horrifying.
And then a donkey kicks her.
And then a donkey kicks what's left of her. So, final girl has to defeat Jesus.
Or she die. Do you decide?
No. Final girl has to survive.
Okay.
That's the rules.
Oh, Cabin in the Woods sort of did what it wanted.
Yeah, but this isn't Cabin in the Woods. It's Cabin in the Jesus.
It's Jesus in the Woods.
Cabin in Nazareth.
Jesus in the Woods.
It's Jesus in the Nazareth is the title of the film. Zombie Jesus in the Nazareth. I apologize. Final girl has to be played by someone younger than the rest of the cast and kind of more likable. So who's more likable than Natalie Portman and Taika Waititi?
Oh, no one. Who's more likable than Taika Waititi? That's the question.
I mean, you can struggle there.
How young?
Really popular.
Do you want an actor that age? Like actually that age in real life?
Ideally, yeah. Like 19 or 20.
Who we got?
Oh, maybe we can get Zendaya.
Zendaya's 24.
Yeah, let's get Zendaya.
3.
She can
however old you are. How old are you?
I'm 23.
There you go, that old.
She can play 16. She's done it in
the
MCU. So she can definitely play 20. We'll get Zendaya to be the final girl because we all like Zendaya. Zendaya. Cool. She's also Michi. And she defeats Jesus by... I think she has to defeat him by doing something a different religion would do.
Is she magical? Does she have powers?
No.
Because I say she could be Moses, like part his body, he splits in half.
Oh.
Right. That's what Moses did.
Or she has to do something like really scientific to defeat religion. So maybe she just shoots him with a gun. Like scientists.
The whole Indiana Jones thing, where they have a massive standoff. He tries to be all powerful, and she's like, "No, you're right."
Yeah,
just puts he's like, in his head.
Yeah, he's about to actually smite her. He's about to call down the wrath of God upon her, and then she pulls out a double-barreled shotgun and blasts his head off, and that's the end of the film. It's that one clip I showed you in the meme review video, which you can watch now, where at the end of the film he's like lying on the ground and he pulls out a gun and shoots him and blows him up, and that's like the credits roll on top of that.
Yeah,
that's what happens. Shoots Jesus in the head, and the credits roll over Jesus' head exploding. And this film is boycotted by the Catholic Church.
I'm trying to think of what we should call it.
Jesus in the Nazareth. Zombie Jesus in the Nazareth.
Okay, I was trying to think of a pun.
Oh no, we can do better. Zombie Jesus, and the tagline is.
Is it just called Zombie Jesus?
The Third Testament.
Don't make him. Something like don't make him rise for a third time or something. He's risen again. Again.
Holy hell. I don't
know. Zombie Jesus, holy hell. Can give no context.
Zombie Jesus, holy hell. Perfect. Yeah. Starring Neil Breen is part of the title.
Yeah.
No, it's Neil Breen's Zombie Jesus, holy hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Neil Breen in Zombie Jesus, holy hell.
Yeah.
An Electric Boogaloo production by Liquid Eagle Films.
Starring Neil
the
Breen.
Full title of the movie.
Starring Neil Breen.
It's still in the title of the film. Oh, this is one of the best.
No, it's Neil Breen in Neil Breen's Zombie.
Neil Breen in Neil Breen's Zombie Jesus Holy Hell, an Electric Boogaloo film by Electric Boogaloo, a Liquid Eagle film starring
Neil Breen. For Neil Breen.
Starring Neil Breen's there twice. It's Neil Breen in Neil Breen's Zombie Jesus Holy Hell by Electric Boogaloo, a Liquid Eagle film starring Neil Breen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rated R starts Friday. So,
the best film we've ever made.
After the best film we've ever made, please give us a like, a comment, and a subscribe. If you've enjoyed this episode, we've got plenty of others. And we've got other stuff on the channel and plenty of fun stuff coming up. So keep us in mind when you're thinking of YouTube channels. I don't know. That's it. That's us done. Keenan, would you like to give us that famous outro?
I'm lean. You're mean. Stay keen. Neil Breen. Thank you.
Thank you.